Well, good morning, YouTubers. Welcome back to the channel. We got some deep diving to do, and I mean some deep diving to do, but without further ado, let's roll this B-roll and let's get into the video. So stay tuned, and here we go. Well, welcome back there, visitors from the unknown. Did I say? Yeah, I said that. But anyway, before we get started, we're going to have, this is going to be a video about MicroCenter out here in the sunny California, just to let you know. I know this is kind of a weird video, but I wanted to see what they had, because when I take that trip, like I was telling you all, to MicroCenter, I want to be prepared, so when I go into the store, you know, I'm not like going to be shocked or anything else. But let's see what they got. They got laptops, desktops, monitors, graphics cards, processor, motherboards, computer cases, SSD drives, memory. They got power supplies, air and water cooling, wireless networking, televisions, Apple products. Looks like they got some making products, you know, some printers. And let's see what they got for deals. Looks like they got an Acer Aspire for $649. Like an Asus laptop for $99. Ooh, that looks like a good deal right there. $99 at your MicroCenter. And they got the i7 11700K, the Rocket Lake 3.6 8-core processor, the LGA 1200 for $299. They got the Levano Ideal Pad for gaming, $749. They got the Dell Optiplex 3090 SFF for $699. Island Prime 1TB SSD for $79.99. They got the Asus Z590P Prime Wi-Fi Intel LGA 1200 ATX motherboard for $199. Well, that's it. That looks like these two right here. Looks like these two here would pair up just perfectly. You know, the 11700K and the Asus Z590 would pair up perfectly. So they got the Ryzen 9 7950X for $699. Wow, that's way below than the prices they were saying for that. Wow, that's amazing right there. $699 for that processor. Y'all want to make sure you snag up on that too, because those are going to be hard to get when time goes on down the road. Some parts are going to be hard to get, just to let you know, in case, you know, they got a dry spell again that comes up. They got the Asus X670E ROG Crosshair Hero AMD AM5 ATX motherboard, $699. That's interesting, because it looks like these two here for $1,300. You can get these two right here, and then keep rolling down. They might have DDR5 RAM somewhere. So that's like a good deal so far. So far, I'm seeing they're coming down on prices. But, you know, time will tell what kind of prices they're going to give us. I mean, I'm sure MicroCenter can get the best deals for you, and do believe it or not, this is not a commercial ad. This is just me going through and looking about what MicroCenter has. Because I'm curious, since they're in the same state as me, but I got to travel like 300 and some miles to go see them. That's a long road trip, just to let y'all know. That is a long road trip. But in time, I will make that trip and we will get up on it. Let's go ahead and dive down deep into MicroCenter and let's look in their motherboards. You're going along with me, so we're going to take y'all along with me on this. Let's see, they got the Asus X670E Plus Tough Gaming Wi-Fi ATX motherboard, $329. They got 18 in stock. That's a good deal right there too. They got the ROG Strix Gaming Wi-Fi, the 670E AM5 ATX, $499. They got the Asus X670E ROG Crosshair for $699. We just told you that. See, and this is where you got to do some reserving, so that way if you reserve it and you go out there, you'll get it. They'll put it off to the side for you. So you got the MSI B550A Pro AMD AM4 motherboard for $139. That's not a bad deal for the B550A. Truthfully, that's not a bad deal at all. Let's see, they got the Z590 for $179 from Asus. A lot of Asus and ASRock, and you know, look, they got the AM5 motherboard right here, this ASRock X670E Pro for $279. I'm gonna tell you, they got some AM4 motherboards. They got some AM5 motherboards here. You know, I'm just rolling through so y'all can see it slowly. You know, I'm not going to go through every one of them, but I'm just taking a gander to see what they had in motherboards. And it looks like they put the best of the best up to the front, so let's go ahead and just roll it back a little bit. Now let's go see what they got in processors. Let's go ahead and just click on processors, see what they got. They got the 5800 XD for $389. They got the 12700K Alder Lake for $349, and they got the Ryzen 5 5600X for $179. Well, not $179, $179. 7700 Ryzen 7 8-core processor, $399. They got the 5800X. They got that for $249. They got the 5600 for $139. It's not a bad deal. I got the 5600G and I paid $153 for it, and now they got the 5600 for $139. It's not a bad deal. You know, that's if you want to look for a low-end budget gaming computer processor. That would be perfect for that. They have the 12400 Alder Lake for $179. That's not a bad price. They got the Ryzen 5 5600G, the same processor I got, but they got it for $139. $140 for that. That's not a bad deal. And then they got the 57X for $199. They got the 5900X, $369. They got the 11700 Rocket Lake for $299. They got the i7 12700 for $319. They got the i5 11400 Rocket Lake for $149. Wow, and look at this. They got the Ryzen 5 5500 for $119. And the Ryzen 5 4500 for $99. If you're looking for low-end budget, that's a 6-core 12 thread, for $99. That's not a bad deal neither. All depends on what you want. They got like the 10105, this 10th gen. They got it for $89. If you want to get something low-end budget, 10th gen, i3 10th gen, that one looks like it would do the job too. Just to let you know. Look, most of your gaming's based upon not so much your CPU, it's on your GPU as well. Your GPU does most of the work for the video and everything else. So having a low-end processor with a good sized graphics card, like pairing up the 10105, the i3 10105 with let's say you want to do it with the 20 series NVIDIA cards or the 6000 series AMD cards. They should work about the same. So, depends on what you want. I would pair this processor right here, the i3. I'd pair this up with the 6600 from AMD and see what it would do. I bet you it'd do a good job on gaming. Not a lot of people pair the older stuff with the semi-newer stuff, but with the processor, that i3 processor should do well with the 6600 series. Should do well. Alright, moving on. Let's see what we got going on. Let me hit the arrow back. Let's see, what do we want to look at? We already looked at the motherboard, the processors, and the big news of it all is the power supplies. Everybody's wondering about the power supplies. Let's see what they have in stock here at MicroCenter. MicroCenter has got the EVGA Supernova 850 GT 850 watts plus gold for $134. They got the 750 80 plus gold for $119, and that's Corsair, and this is Corsair the RM 850 850 watt 80 plus gold for $149. They got some good. They have 1,000 watt, Corsair RM series RM 1000 80 plus gold for $189. That's not a bad deal for a 1,000 watt power supply. It depends on what you want to do. Now, I want to remind everybody, in my last, I don't remember what videos ago, but I did this in one of the videos. When it comes to power supplies, your motherboard is only going to pull so much power, so much watts from that power supply, and so many amps, and it's limited. It's limited to how much it can pull. Okay. Now, if your total limit on your motherboard is 225 watts, then that's all it's going to consume from your power supply. And the 225 watts from the motherboard includes the processor, it includes the M.2 drive if you have it, and it includes the RAM that you have on there, and that includes, and it does not include the amount of draw that your CPU cooler fan is pulling, neither. Or your other case fans that you have connected, that's That's not including them neither. Those are separate deals. This just the motherboard alone with the M.2 built, with the M.2 put in there on the board, and the RAM and the processor. All, those three components. When it comes to your power supply, you have to look at how much you have on hand and how much your power supply is going to let's say if I want to go to my calculator, right, and I say that my motherboard's pulling 225 watts, okay, let's say my case fans, they're only pulling like maybe, let's say they're pulling like 5 watts, and let's say the video card pulls 400. So you need, and that's the maximum. This is the maximum right here of what it can pull. Okay, so if you're looking for that, you give yourself, I would say, because of this, the little micro spikes, you give yourself 125. Well, no. Give yourself about 200 watts for the micro spikes. So you're looking at 830 watts, right? So if you look for your power supply and you look for 830 watts, I would get the 1000 watt power supply. That gives you more headroom if you decide to go to a higher graphics card. It'll give you longer time to use it. Let's say video cards go up to, by 10 years down the road, they go up to 600 watts of, or 700 watts of power, or so on. You still have that 300 to play with, and your motherboard's only doing 225 to 230. You still have enough headroom there to let that last for the next 5 to 7 years. So it's how you plan things out for the future. I want you to plan everything out for the future, not for the present. That's where everybody makes their biggest mistake. They plan out for the present and not the future. Let's say you pay $189 now for 1,000 watt power supply, but 5 years down the road, that same power supply for 1,000 watts is going to be $300. Kind of use this. If it goes on sale, buy it then on sale. Make sure it's large enough to handle for the next 5 years. You want to go wide for the next 5 years. So use your common sense on this. And that's what I would use, because your power supply is not going to push more than your motherboard or your video card or anything that it's asking. It's only going to require the amount for it to run at 100%, or 110, 120, 130%. It's only that power supply is only going to give you that much, is what you're asking for. It's not going to give you any more than what it's asking, and you're not going to push it in to make it blow up. That's not how it works. It's just like your automobile. It's how your alternator charges your battery. Okay? Once your battery is fully charged, then what your alternator does is it turns around and it goes into a trickle charge mode. So basically it trickle charges your battery until you shut your vehicle off. Okay, so basically everything that comes in, if you go to your max, everything goes in and then it just trickle trickles the power. And that's where you get your spikes. It trickles the power. Once you pull your max, that all the power that comes in, it trickles it. And that's what causes your little spikes. It's the same concept as a car, and I'm surprised nobody caught it. I mean, even when you're running your alternator in your car, it's running a frequency, a certain amount of frequency that's going up through that line, through that transmission line, all the way to your battery. It's still putting a high frequency going through there, if you believe it or not. See, I'm an old-time CB'er. Okay, frequencies is what we had to deal with. We had to deal with power, channeling, and frequency. Okay, so computer is no different than the things I've experienced early in my years. So power supplies, you can get a 2,000 watt power supply for a 100 watt motherboard, and it's still going to be just enough, and it's still, the motherboard's just going to consume just what it wants. Okay, it won't consume any less or any more than what it's rated for. So this little thing, remember, if you plan for the future. Okay, everybody says, oh, this is overkill and this. No, it's not overkill. It's being smart. When you get something on sale and being smart and planning for the future, for the 5 years down the road, then you get something for 5 years down the road. I have a power supply in my older computer. My older Dell. And it's the Dell 980? Yeah, I think it's the 980 or 970. I can't remember. But I have a 430 watt power supply in there from Thermaltake. And I got that 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I got that power supply. Now, that's 10 years old. And you see, I planned in the future because I know this motherboard here that was in that computer was only going to take approximately not even 150, 175 watts under my estimation. So I overestimate, and I kind of figured that's where it was going. So the total power that computer is pulling right now is only pulling 185 watts. And I got a 430 watt power supply in there. So putting a bigger power supply does not mean it's going to blow it up. Case in point. Now back to the MicroCenter field trip we're having right here. See, because I'm taking y'all along with me on this so you all can see what's going on. So you can see all the prices yourself in real time. This is real time. So this is the 14th of October, and it's now 9:38 in the morning. Now, by the time this video goes out, it'll probably be about maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because I got to edit it. I got to put my little spins on it, and you know how that goes. But anyway, well, look at here. They got the Corsair HX 1200 watt power supply, 80 plus platinum ATX fully modular power supply, $294. Now that's a 1200. I bet you that one's good too. I'm thinking about the future and getting me a big old power supply. Corsair, if you're hearing me on this, I'm looking to put something together that's going to last, and doing editing and everything else. So if you hear me, get on it. Just kidding. I know that'll never happen because, you know, you got to be a big time YouTuber for them to even notice you. But anyway, if y'all are wondering, yes, I am working trying to get sponsors and everything else for the channel, so this way I can grow the channel and make it better. And the only way I can make it better is if I get sponsorship and stuff like that, and I get, you know, I get subscribers and I get likes on the videos, you know, and stuff like that. This is not clickbait. My channel, I do not do clickbait. I have nothing, no links on my channel. I want you to all understand this. If you look in the description, I'll make this point clear. If it was clickbait, I would have had links on my channel. That's clickbait. If you don't know what clickbait is, let me explain it to you. When you go to ClickBank and you sign up for an affiliate program, and then you put little links on your videos, in your video description, and then, you know, you turn around and they have affiliate sourcing and everything else. That's clickbait. It's what they call clickbaiting. I'm not clickbaiting you all. Now, if I have a link, it would be to a store to where you can buy merch. But, you know, as far as the links and everything else, you know, I would tell you all about it. But I don't have any links to put in there. What I do is I tell you where the best products are on the screen. Like I show you right here, there's nothing to click on. I hate to tell you this, you can't click on the screen to see if you go to that site. I have it right here and showing you, go to MicroCenter. They're not sponsoring me or anything. I'm just bringing it up because they look like they're good. They're good. They got good products and they're straight up with everybody. And I'm just saying, you know, I mean, come on. I'm just, you know, I'm showing a little love to them, you know, because one day they're going to see this video and they're going to say, hey, well, he's showing me love, you know, what's the deal? What's the deal, you know? But anyway, back to the MicroCenter hunt of the week. Hunt of the week. But the video is almost at 30 minutes. Getting close to it. But I just wanted you all to see, if you know, if you got a MicroCenter close to you, make sure you know, give them a shout out and go and see them and, you know, check out their deals and everything else. And it looks like they got some great deals. I'm going to tell you, it looks like they got some great deals. But anyway, like and subscribe if you like this video. Leave a comment below, would be much appreciated. We're still working towards 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours. If y'all view our videos for all the way through with all of them, that'll give us more view time. And the more view time we get, the closer we get to that number of 4,000 and become, you know, to where things open up and better deals open up for us here at JJ's PC Builds. So again, like and subscribe. Watch the videos all the way through to the end, would be much appreciated. We're going to jump out of here until the next video. We will see you all then. And do have a fine day and drink your coffee and enjoy yourself and have a great day.